Welcome back. Take a look at this little baby. He's known as Gami. 7 months old. Look how cute. He's precious, isn't he? Well, his biological parents, they abandoned him. Here's the story that's being shared around the world. Australian couple, they hire a surrogate from Thailand to have their baby. Found out they're having twins. Also found out that little Gami here, he has Down syndrome and a congenital heart defect. So then the Australian couple tells the surrogate, have an abortion. She refuses. So the Australian couple ends up taking home Gami's healthy twin sister, and they left him behind. And I know what you're thinking. You're not shopping. You're not going out for dinner and you're turning back a plate. This is a baby we're talking about. CNN's Anna Korn has more on now an international outcry.
Oblivious to the cruel and unthinkable circumstances that brought him to this hospital in Thailand's capital, baby Gami smiles at the loving faces around him. 6 months ago, his surrogate mother, Patarom Changbo, gave birth to him and his twin sister. But when their biological parents arrived from Australia, she says they only took home the healthy baby girl, abandoning Gami, who has Down syndrome and a congenital heart condition. I feel so sorry for him, cries 21-year-old Patamoron. This is not his fault. He's innocent. Why does he have to suffer like this? The Australian father, yet to be identified, told the Australian Broadcasting Corporation the Thai surrogacy agency, who charged $16,000 for the service, never told him about Gami's existence. But Patamoron says that is a lie. She claims to have met the couple 3 times after the birth. And before that, when she was 7 months pregnant, she says they asked her to abort him after doctors discovered one of the twins had Down syndrome. This is my baby. He's grown in my tummy. I couldn't abort him. It would be a sin. When Gami's heartbreaking story captured headlines around the world, there was an outpouring of love and support from the public. An online fundraising campaign was set up to provide money for Gami's medical treatment. So far, it's raised more than $200,000. I feel so happy, and I have to thank everyone. They helped Gami while his own parents never even offered. The parents' version of the story has not been independently confirmed, but Gami's plight highlights the pitfalls of a multi-million-dollar industry, often unregulated, in a country like Thailand that's become popular for surrogacy services.
What we're concerned about is it gives surrogacy a bad name, and we don't want that to happen because this is an isolated case. You know, we see many hundreds of parents around the world every year who engage in surrogacy and are loving parents who will take whatever comes their way when it comes to children.
For this impoverished mother of 2 who's been left with such an enormous burden, Patamoron has only love for her baby. Many operations lie ahead for this little boy, but one thing's for certain, he will never be abandoned again. Anna Korn, CNN, Hong Kong.
Again, you just can't get over how cute little Gami is here. There's been an outcry across the world here. My colleague, our correspondent Yasmin Vasugian, joins us now with more to the story and how people around the world are helping this little guy and the surrogate pay medical bills. But new fact here that we're finding out that the biological dad says what?
So the biological dad actually told Australian Broadcasting Company that he wasn't even told about the twins.
Oh.
So that's what they are reporting, Australian Broadcasting Company.
All right. Well,
and just to let you guys know that it's illegal to pay a surrogate in Australia and overseas. But if you can find a surrogate for free in Australia, that is not illegal, but it is legal to pay. So let's talk about GoFundMe. They've raised over $200,000 to help little Gami on GoFundMe, which is good because Gami was born to a very impoverished Thai mother, and she's going to need a lot of help for these surgeries.
That's why she did it. She was in debt.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And then some of the tweets that are coming in, of course, Elsie tweeted, #HopeForGami, you are lovely, I love you. Sharon tweeted that Australian couple needs slapping, leaving a baby because he has Down syndrome, but taking his healthy sister. Ebru tweeted, will this couple not see Gami every time they look at his healthy sister? And Xantia Jams tweeted, whoever Gami's biological parents are, I hope they know how many people despise them right now. #HopeForGami. But, you know, there's a lot of sort of things that are emerging from this about surrogacy laws right now, international surrogacy laws, because Australia has so many issues with surrogacy within the country, i.e. paying for surrogates, people go overseas. But what's happening is there's not a lot of international regulations regarding surrogacy. And now a situation like GAMI is bringing that to light. And so surrogacy advocacy groups are recognizing they need to create more international regulations so that there's more communication between the intended parents and the surrogate.
And wasn't that something she said, the mom I'm talking about, the 21-year-old surrogate mom, like telling other women, hey, you better make sure you got some protections, because if anything goes wrong and the parents, whoever hired you to do this, back out, who's going to help you?
And by the way, this is not the first time that this has happened with a Thai surrogate mother, and that's why these international regulations, or the potential to increase international regulations, is coming to light, because this has happened on numerous occasions in Thailand.
And again, to clarify, so you can have a surrogate in Australia,
yes, but
what is it easier just if you can find somebody and you pay them? In this case, it was 12 grand.
I'm Australian. Okay, for instance, let's say I'm Australian. I'm not, but let's say I'm Australian. I have a sister who can have a child. I cannot. Who can carry a child? I cannot. I ask my sister to be a surrogate, but I don't pay her. It's illegal.
Okay.
That's legal.
Right.
It's illegal for me to pay someone to be my surrogate or to go overseas and pay. And that's where the discrepancy lies.
Got it.
In that these parents were paying this Thai mother for the surrogacy.
Well, a tangled web, obviously, through all that. We just hope and pray that that little guy is okay, little GAMI, throughout all of this. And again, congenital heart defect. He was described as critical ill at one point. Thankfully, the world is rallying. $222,000 and counting
and the
to help
cutest
this little guy.
little
Isn't
baby.
he? Look at that.
So adorable.
So sweet. Okay.
So sweet.
Yasmin, thanks again. Check back with you in a little bit.